What's up, everyone? Kaiju no Kami here with
Cruellica Kain
and
Silver Quill.
And we are going to be talking about Ultraman Decker, episode Deuce.
Wow.
But
Dude, that in Britain you just flipped everyone off.
Deuce?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah. This is Victory, or later piece, flipping around and it's giving someone flipping the bird.
No.
so this
Two.
is Victory.
This is Victory, later piece, but flip it around and it's giving someone the finger.
This is two. Two.
No.
1, 2, 3,
Now, you did it
4,
again.
5.
Why are you flipping off all our British viewers?
Unintentionally.
Fine. Let me flip off the American ones.
Do you not remember watching the Churchill movie?
With
Gary Oldman?
I think so. You know where he laughs when he realizes he flipped everyone off in that newspaper photo?
No.
By doing it back? Well, now, see, I can't culture these people. I can't.
Hey, what? What do you mean, these people?
These people.
Are you saying that
What the
I'm
slag are
uncultured?
you talking about?
Well, now you're definitely pissing them off, but the Transformers fans love you.
Yes.
What?
Transformers have their own slagging curse words.
Why are you holding a...
It's a fan.
Oh, okay.
It's your smallest fan and he kind of blows.
I thought for a minute it was like a it was like a
No.
cassette player.
Yeah, this is my voice not being changed by a fan.
Yeah, it's not like the old fans where you'd be like, "This is my voice."
No, la la loo.
Alright, fine.
Hold on. Look.
Alright, yeah, we're supposed to be talking about Ultraman Decker, but
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Episode 2.
1 and 2. See, this is inoffensive.
But this is 2.
This is 2.
When you tell kids 1, 2,
He's basically
3,
saying flip around your finger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
no, I do this.
We'll do it this way.
No.
1, 2, 3,
This
4,
way.
5.
Okay.
I'm really doing this just to distract from my sadness. We don't have our mascot Bandit this time.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, come on. He was a joy.
This is
Okay.
Kaiju.
So,
He's afraid of dogs.
episode 2, we've got our trio who are training to be Gut Select, monster attacks, and their Gut Select. That was the episode. The end. Good night, everybody.
Wow, I didn't realize you were that bummed by the story.
What story? There was no story. It's like the episode starts and then you blink and it's done and you're like, whoa, what just happened? That went by quick and not in the good way kind of quick. Like where's the substance? Where's the plot? And were we supposed to feel suspense for them thinking other people got picked for Gut Select when the credits show us that they're Gut Select?
Okay, he's got a fair point there.
But you want to know how they become Gut Select.
They trained and they got picked.
Well, no, they didn't train and get picked. If you're going simply by training, other people outperform them.
Mm-hmm.
It is how they handle the crises.
But I don't care how they handle the crises. I know they're Gut Select because they're the main characters of the show.
When I watch My Hero Academia or read the manga, I know he's going to get chosen to go to the hero school. It's how he gets in that is the interesting part.
And how he maintains it.
Okay, but how many chapters goes by before he gets in?
Deku? Oh, well, I'm
3.
going to say at least 3. Yes, 3.
3.
So the equivalent to one anime episode.
No, it was about 2 episodes.
I guess it depends on how Lord Beers defines it. But either which way, how they get into Gut Select is the question of the day. And why they want to be in Gut Select.
Well,
We
yeah.
established that last episode.
Well, no.
Not really.
Not for Growly.
No, Growly. So I kind of feel like in a way we somewhat need to change their names, but I'm leaving it. So just so you know, Kanata, who is the Ultra, he's intrusive.
Yes.
His name's not Kanata.
Yes, it is.
It's Asumi.
Asumi Kanata.
We're assuming he's a Konami.
No.
His last. Yes.
This is the American surname goes last versus Japan surname goes first.
Asumi Kanata.
This is not
Oh,
Kanata.
Kanata. You said Kanata.
I said Kanata.
I heard a D, not a T.
Apparently, we heard an M when you said Matsumi instead of Natsumi in our last one. But anyways, so Kanata is intrusive.
Yes.
Kirino, I'm just waiting. Any argument there?
Who's gonna Reno?
Pouty.
Oh, okay.
And
The
then
girl.
Ryuman is Growly.
But he sounds like a Digimon.
He
Ryumon, Digivolve to Hyper Growlymon.
War Growlymon.
Or Growlymon.
So basically, the episode starts with the three of that. Well, the 6 characters are in this training room. Well, we see a montage before that. We find out it's 1 year later.
1 year later, nothing has changed for everyday citizens.
No,
But I find that even that a little hard to believe.
So has no monsters attacked in 1 year?
that's what they're saying. Yes.
Yep, Sphere has not made a move in a year. But surely by now there must be a satellite network around Earth,
But they said they can't get in touch with anybody from Mars.
which would mean that would impact local communications. You know, we need a satellite to talk to someone on the other side of the planet.
Well, I think they got that working the way it seemed.
So either the Sphere is above the orbit of Earth and the satellite network can still function, or they had to launch a whole bunch of new satellites.
Well, there's also the possibility that they're able to do a different form of digital communications with different types of...
Now that would be funny if the Sphere barrier was actually used to facilitate communication, and then people start depending on it. Now that's kind of an insidious. You make people dependent on your technology, then you conquer them by saying, "Hey, let's see how good is
Listen.
that?"
I was going to say, wasn't that Skynet?
Well, not exactly. Skynet was online for all of 3 seconds before it realized humanity kind of sucked.
That's true.
Anyway,
But then we find out, we see a test score. And 1, 2, 3 are different characters. 4 is Ryuman. I think it was like 6 or 7 was Kirino. And
Is it
last...
Carino or Carico?
Kirino.
Carino. Why am I thinking Carico then?
And the last on the list is Kanata, who's intrusive. And it kind of is fitting for him. Actually, I kind of appreciate at the same time that he's not the number 1 student. That he's not a Mary Sue.
But
so
the
to speak.
problem is, that's also redundant. That the leader, the big guy, is in last place.
well, but also he's not a slacker. I mean, you see him training hard,
Yes.
running circles. Maybe the genetics aren't quite in his favor,
Well,
or a lifetime of training is not there.
well, they even mention when they're climbing up the mountain that he doesn't have the stamina. Which, admittedly, climbing up a mountain, I can guarantee I would not have the stamina.
Well, carrying those rucksacks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy! Now, what do they call that? A hell march?
I think so.
As even though the trainer says don't overexert yourselves, and everyone's like, oh, this will just be a nice walk. You are going uphill with a really heavy rucksack.
And usually, at least from what I've heard from some of the people who've done that military-wise at least, it's at least 50 pounds. I highly doubt it's the same here, but assumptively it could be.
Heck, they might give them outdated equipment that is just heavy.
Exactly.
So this is no easy march. The fact that any of them have made it to this checkpoint and beyond is a testament that they have been training.
And so, and this is not me defending the episode. Please know, I actually thought it wasn't the greatest episode I've seen, but I feel like there was a lot more that happens. I just think it really should have been... I don't feel like they rushed it as much as like Trigger did. But I kind of feel like it would have been nice to have one more episode to marinate with these characters before they became of
I
gut
actually
select.
just think they should have started the episode off with them as gut select. That it is graduation day, and they are getting I didn't need to see all this pointless fluff.
But the pointless fluff is character.
But the problem was they didn't really do any character development.
That I will disagree with.
Yeah, I would disagree as well.
I will disagree because we got to see that Growly is focused on a zero-sum goal. Like, if they can't succeed, which he basically said, we're just going to pull out. Whereas Intrusive, his mindset was, what do you mean I can't continue? I'm going to do it. Whereas Carino, or Pouty, she came in and said, we have to at least try.
Yeah, so it's basically the same tropes over. The guy who wants to just give up if you can't do it all. The guy who said that I'm going to do it, and the girl who says, I'm going to be in between.
I'm not saying that
it's like that. It's like that. Anime Expo. Is this the line for Ghost in the Shell arise? Yes. No, it's not. Let me go find out. Those 3 staff members.
Okay, I'm not saying that a trope hasn't existed infinitesimally multiple times.
And I can't believe I'm going to say this because I never thought I would, but I would rather have had Shin Asuka 2.0 than Kengo 2.0 because that's all Intrusive reminds me of is he's just Kengo.
Okay, well, tell me your thoughts about the characters.
Well, okay. Intrusive was actually less intrusive.
Yes, he was.
Now I find it interesting that he was saying to Pouty, "Don't be like that. You're bringing me down." He's, I would argue, the heart or the motivation of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Smile, smile.
Pouty, thank God he didn't say that. Pouty, you understand her frustration. This is not what she wanted to do with her life, but she wants to make the effort.
She wants to make the best of a bad situation.
Make the best and change it. And be there for people with whom she feels a certain camaraderie, her fellow space explorers. The only character who is left really vague is Growly, Ryuman. He does not digivolve properly because he wants to be a part of Gut Select, but he doesn't say why. He's still the mystery.
I don't think of Intrusive or Kanata as Kengo 2.0. And you're allowed your argument.
No, go on.
I'm not trying to take away from your argument. I felt as though they were trying. Like, they were at least trying to put an effort into having some sort of story. Now, let's move past the characters then.
Well, we don't learn a whole lot about the commander and the
pilot.
Vice captain pilot.
But I do want to reference the Guts Falcon.
Yes, it actually worked.
It worked and it actually did something.
Yes, it took out one horn and was a protective shield against others. And then the Guts Hawk made a very impressive introduction.
It did. I actually feel as like for the first time, both planes or both jets actually did more than all of Trigger. Because it felt like it was there in Trigger as primarily just a distraction.
Or cannon fodder.
It actually did something here. Now, it's not to say that it won't in the future.
Well, especially since an AI is piloting the Hawk.
But you know what?
There's never going to be any sense of urgency or danger.
Okay, you're just going to poo-poo on everything we're going to say.
I'm just saying that there is nothing here substance-wise to make me care. Why do I care about a robot being in danger flying a ship? He's a robot. He can be repaired.
He's a robot. Can an AI be copied? Is his AI so unique that it can't be copied over, so thus a death would be permanent?
Yes.
But he's not... It's basically, he's not Izu. There's not one thing that makes him stand out to be a likable character. He's just there.
Well, I gotta be honest, I never really cared what happened to Schizo when she was piloting because she was remote controlling.
Yeah.
I did appreciate the captain controlling the Falcon.
That was the best thing about the episode for me.
So the captain, already he's the polar opposite of Jafar.
Just leave me alone. I'm paying attention to what we're doing.
He's the polar opposite of Jafar, and he's more engaged in the fight. Plus, they got some sunshine.
And I also appreciated the fact that whereas he could have kept on fighting, because compared to Trigger, he at least had like a conscious thought of like, okay, we're going to do something. I kind of feel like we're not going to have the exact same mistake happen with Trigger that were in this series. Like, they're at least going to try to do new things, because I imagine they did hear a lot of people's comments about what happened with Trigger. I don't believe that the team at Tsuburaya is so up their own
I hope
asses
so.
that they're going to ignore any of the complaints from Japan, from their international audiences, especially because it is playing in an international platform. They're going to be more considerate.
Hopefully.
With I think fewer commercial interruptions by YouTube.
This time around, yeah.
I don't know what was happening. There were like 3 as opposed to 8 last time.
Yeah.
Now, I will say I was disappointed. The injured leg for Decker meant that he really didn't get a chance to shine. This was more about show off the new monster summoning ability. And it always gets a little weird when suddenly the monsters are the allies. And, like, you realize that with what was it called? Micah? Meekless. When Meekless does the happy bounce, he's probably causing a cave-in somewhere.
But yeah, those 3 cards he has are Ultra 7's capsule monsters. So they've always been good monsters.
Huh.
I'm just, again, overusing classic monsters instead of the ones that were in Dyna.
So the destructive dragon with the antler horns it's been used a lot before?
He was in Trigger.
I don't remember all the monsters. I did appreciate that this one had better eyes and blinked. I don't know why, but somehow a monster blinking is such an excellent effect to add to any kaiju. Probably because it emulates life.
But the other thing is the fight. There wasn't anything I felt that was spectacular about the fight. No interesting camera angles. No.
Not even the close-up as a Decker hit the mountain and an avalanche ensued?
I don't even remember that scene.
I actually enjoyed the fight because I liked, yes, it didn't have like specialized camera angles, but I actually thought the fight was well done. And then him having the injury from what he had when he was a human form, I did appreciate that he's not like retconned essentially once he becomes Ultra. And I like how he even referenced that. I will say my most disappointing thing about this episode, similar to our complaint from last episode, is really that he's being talked to by the Ultraman, but we're not involved in that conversation. So for me,
couldn't you afford a voice actor?
Well, I'm discounting the voice actor. I'm gonna table that. What my frustration is actually we don't get to see that bond and that relationship, because like in Zet, we at least got to see a relationship form between the 2 characters. Same thing for I think. I'm trying to remember if it was X.
Well, yeah, X, because they were separate people.
Because we even got that relationship. And it was nice to see, okay, the Giant of Light is able to connect with its peer.
Though, we could open the door on people to take clips of this and dub their own greens. Imagine if he sounded like, a passive-aggressive parent. Oh, Kanata, you haven't talked to me in a year. What, you're losing already? Okay, fine, look, here's some monster cards. Don't bend or scratch them. They're collector's items. Just, use the Michaela's one. Make a V. Look, it's not as a post, but it'll sit on it for you.
So you're sounding like a Jewish parent.
Am I? I don't know. I just feel like a schmuck.
That's Jewish.
Not really.
Well, no, okay. In a New York Jewish parent. Now, I'm not categorizing every Jewish father sounds like that because that would be impossible. But some of the Jewish dads I've met out in New York had that, like, attitude.
Or if you want, you can go as a communist. Kanata, the motherland requires you to use these cards. They are the people's monsters. You will use them to maintain freedom. Wait, what are we saying? I'm Russian. We are opposite of that right now.
I was going to say Russian are not communists.
Well, sure they're not. Wink, wink.
They're not communists. They're not real communists. But anyway.
They're more Lenins.
Well, they're being jerks right now. That's what they are. So.
But anyway, so then the episode ends and they're being selected for Gut Select. Well, no shit. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Okay, to be fair, they did, instead of running away, they went to help civilians. Rather than listening to orders, they defied orders and helped people. I think that is a justification to show that they stood out amongst the rest. That they may not be the top students in the class, but they still look at life as sacred.
Actually, I think it would have been more interesting. They didn't get picked yet. Next episode, the guys who did get picked lose in battle and quit or whatever, and then they are put in place.
Well, I actually thought that could have happened.
Or how about Ultraman steps on them, and everyone's like, "Wow, it's such a shame that they were accidentally killed." Yes, accidentally killed.
Or even, I mean, obviously,
that would change so much of the dynamic. That would be the darkest Ultraman moment in history.
Like,
oh no, I'm so sorry.
They killed Gut Select.
They killed Kenny.
You bastard!
But, or even, obviously, once again, as I said, they show us right from the get-go that they're...
Okay.
But no, let me finish! But it also would have been more interesting to actually have a series on the point of view of cadets training to be the main task force.
Kind of like what we have with Dawn Brothers, where it's not the main character. Okay.
It's not the leader.
It's not the leader. Because I kind of think of the Ultra as kind of like a pseudo-leader. Even if they're not the leader of the team, they're kind of like a pseudo-leader. So like Haruka in Dawn Brothers, she's the main character. She's not the leader of the team by any means. She's not the strongest of the team. She is just our guiding force. I think if I would double down on what you're saying, it would be cool to have Kirino be who we watch. So we don't even know
who's the Ultra,
or how it happens. Like just seeing it from her point of view the entire time, where you have this mysterious giant of light appearing.
The problem with that is they wouldn't be able to sell the toy gimmick.
Well, they could down the line, rather than making it like a consistent thing, do it for like maybe the first quarter of the series.
Or maybe you just see a hand using this product, and it's a gloved hand, so if it does not fit, you must quit. Don't worry, the audience is too young.
I was gonna say, if anybody knows what that is from, I want you to put it in the comments. If the glove doesn't fit, you must quit. And this is not watching some kind of conspiracy theory or anything. You have to legitimately know what it's from. And you better, I'm going to ask you, but you don't say what it is. Do you know what it's from?
It's a murderer, got away with murder.
Fair.
I need my orange juice.
Oh my God!
Anyway, I'm just saying there are ways you could make it work with a mystery avatar.
But I'm just saying that it would be nice to see something new, done. Because, like, okay, look at Ultraman Orb. You barely ever saw the defense team from their perspective. Like, you only had the one girl's uncle who was part of the defense team. Everything was focused on her little science patrol guys and Orb.
Basically, their conspiracy theory group.
Every series...
They were like ghost hunters.
But all the most recent series in the last few years have focused solely on the military team. And for me, it's getting kind of boring because it's the same thing with the Showa era. I got bored with that. That's one of the things I will say, Ultraman 80, even though the stuff when he was a teacher was not great, that for me made the show stand out. But then the moment it went into just focusing on him as part of the military team, it just became another generic Ultraman series because it's the same thing over.
Okay. What were you going to say?
Oh, I don't think I have anything more to add. I'm still thinking of the glove.
Oh my god!
Power Glove?
It's so bad.
Oh my god, that was so 90s.
Could be the Virtual Boy.
Oh, it's so red.
So 90s.
Virtual Boy sucked. I never understood that. Well, for that.
But, okay, so good monsters. I mean, how long are the good monsters going to be a part of this trope before they get to the super form and are rendered moot? Ooh, they get a new monster called Moot. It renders all the others obsolete.
Well, okay, the one thing I am kind of happy that we haven't seen a little bit is combining two older Ultras into this Ultra.
Ah, yes, that's been a thing for a little while.
Give it that credit.
But it looks like it's going to follow the same format of red for power, blue for speed, purple
For a
Array.
combo.
Well, no, it's going to follow the Dino ones. It's blue and red.
bipartisan.
There's their bipartisanship.
Not right now.
Anyway,
Yes, we heard that there are conservative viewers who...
We want to respect all of our viewers, independent, democratic, conservative.
whatever.
But,
Everybody has a right to their voice.
but we do have to admit that there is a very little bipartisanship going on.
And we do have to admit from the last episode, I'm sorry, you did not see the commercials. Good
Oy.
or bad, no matter what side of the aisle you are on, those commercials were ridiculous. So
The same commercials 8 times in a row.
yes, so when you get the same commercial and you're like, okay, who am I supposed to be voting for? Who is the good guy and who's the bad guy? So
Whoever the one that made this commercial is the bad guy.
so please forgive
Okay.
us for that.
Yeah, whatever.
We were getting a little tired of the commercials, and even the doggo could not make it stop.
He's like, come here, bandit, I need... All dogs are service dogs in a way. I need my stress relief. Oh, it's a good puppy. See, I can't do that. Oh, that's a good kaiju no puppy. No. Oh, my hand is burning from the rage emanating from his scalp. This is Toasty!
It is, yeah.
Toasty! I'm not touching you.
And I'm not trying to hug you between myself and Silverquill. See,
But-
we're following the
But
rules.
see, he's glaring at me out of the corner of his eye.
Is he?
He is. I can see the hate.
I'm actually cross-eyed, so. Honey! Well, it is kind of sexy when you glare, but still, moving on.
Now, here's a question. It would be funny if they actually touched back on those other candidates. Where are they now?
Oh my god, I would say if they had to do a filler episode, if they had to do one, it would be so great to do a Where Are They Now type episode.
It'll be a clip show with them talking about all the stuff.
Please don't ruin it by saying it's a clip show. I just want it to be a Where Are They Now.
But if they was a Where Are They Now where they talked a little bit about using clips, that'd still be interesting.
Yes.
Where are they now?
As long as they don't do count them 1, 2, 3.
There'll be a clip show on each character who was the top dog.
And now you know the rest of the story.
Dun,
Good day?
Dun dun dun.
Oh, that was.
Dun dun dun.
I
dun,
watched
dun.
so many of those Where Are They Nows. That was like the thing in the late 90s and early 2000s. Same thing I missed that would also be cool if they did that here would be like pop-up video.
Oh.
Where they do an entire episode and they'd have like different things pop up telling you random facts.
Oh my
Pop-up
god, that was
video.
so annoying.
Seriously, I love pop-up video.
I'm trying to watch what's on the TV, not see little things popping up to tell me about
Okay,
it.
back in the 90s when this was happening, they played music videos just to play music videos at times. So it's not like you wouldn't have seen the music video like a million times.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it was a song I liked. I wanted to see the entire video without interruption.
If it's a song I like, I'm
It's
still
like
gonna
TRL.
enjoy it because I can hear it.
Because TRL would have those people come up, interrupt. I voted for this song because it makes my heart. And
What?
I want to
Wow.
interrupt this song, but I want people to listen to. That's why I voted for it.
You know, I've heard of a pregnant pause, but that was more a pre-semination pause.
Okay, anyway.
Oh my god, now you're making me think of the box where you'd have to keep it on for like hours just to see what videos people would pay for.
So we are reminiscent.
We're old.
Yeah, we're old.
Yes, you are.
We remember
The walker should be over there.
Decker when it was
I want a
Dinah.
Walker.
His name is Sky.
I thought he'd be Walker, Texas Ranger.
Well, anyway, so this is Decker, not Dinah. Dinah, won't you blow your horn? And, well, I can't say I'm like really excited to see where these characters go. I'm still under the shroud of Trigger's.
I don't care about these characters.
Let him finish!
I'm still under the shroud of Trigger, where it felt like the characters were underutilized.
Smile, smile!
There was that too. But
Yoshalake!
well, no, yeah, you're gonna send him into a fetal position.
Actually, it'd be hilarious to see. Yoshalake.
But
Achibana.
what did I do? Why are you trying to trigger me?
Because I'm not getting a reaction from him, so I wanted to get some sort of reaction. Ow!
But not
They
as,
know how he felt.
not,
The
as
last
much
video.
as not as much as Cruellica's feeling right now. Apparently, I'm emotionally wounded. She's physically.
Nah. He did hit me in my liver, but it stopped hurting now.
Okay.
Okay, let me try harder.
No!
Let me do it
No.
the same
on.
velocity you did to him.
Now come on, liver and let die.
But, so,
So
as you can see, our investment into the series is wavering, but as before with Trigger, you don't come in to just listen to what we thought about the episode. You also come to see how we'll reminisce about our
Now,
childhoods.
there are some people who are like, God damn it, your video's longer than the episode. I should just watch the episode.
But you didn't.
I know.
You came to us, which means on some reason you need me on this screen. You want me on this screen. You can't handle the Decker.
I just think the fact that you
Wasn't there
stayed...
just a Star Trek series called Decker?
Lower
No.
depths.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So the decks are lower than Decker.
Actually, I bet the ratings are higher.
So is Picard. Alright. Nevertheless,
We don't care about them.
how dare you?
Indeed. Well, I can't even.
How dare you?
I don't know.
Are you saying that Jean-Luc Picard is not warranted of our attention?
No, because we've got the better dude,
What do you mean, better dude?
Kirk.
Oh!
In the 3 Abrams movies,
Ah!
he is far more interesting than
Oh!
Professor X.
I can't be
Ah!
associated with this. This is
Oh my god!
so.
No! No! Get away from me!
'Cause-
How dare you? How dare you pick Captain Kirk over Captain
He
Picard?
is, Chris Pine gives him a 3-dimensional character development. Patrick Stewart is 1-dimensional.
No. Go away. This video is done. Thank you very much for sitting in. This may be our last video because we're going to have a riot soon. Because apparently somebody believes that Captain Kirk, even especially the inferior newer series,
You mean
is
the ones that are actually good? and
better
watchable?
than the classic Star Trek Next Generation. And if anybody has ever seen the original Star Trek, not the newer movies with Abrams, you would still see that Captain Kirk would be inferior to Jean-Luc Picard.
It doesn't matter what the old series did. What matters is what the new trilogy did.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Far more interesting.
Okay, I can't even. So please click the bell notification, like and subscribe. If you decide not to subscribe because of his views on Star Trek, I certainly can appreciate it, but just know that I'm here and Silver Quill also participates.
My not liking Star Trek just made a lot of Star Wars fans click subscribe because Star Wars, everyone knows Star Wars is better than Star Trek.
I can't. And anyways, if you want
Get over here.
If you want to support him, you can do so at Kaiju Okami on Patreon, Discord, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We also have our website at creativitybydesignllc.com. And if you somehow want to buy any merchandise from him, once again, I can certainly appreciate if you don't want to. It is creativitybydesignllc.com/shop. And finally,
link is in the description below.
My brother in arms over here, Silver Quill.
I arm.
He can be supported as well on Patreon and Twitter and YouTube at Silver Quill or MLP Silver Quill. And you can also search for him on YouTube being called After the Fact. But just remember to be conscientious that you have to look for the cartoon version, not the live-action news team that's been around less than him.
Hey, her.
But with that said, I appreciate you all, and know Star Trek 1 is superior to Star Wars, and Star Trek 2 has the best captain ever of Jean-Luc Picard.
And Star Trek 2 has the best.
Star Trek 1, like point 1. Star Trek point 1.
Well, I think it's 1.0.
Okay, Star Trek is better than Star Wars. The best captain in Star Trek is Jean-Luc Picard. That's all you need to know. Thank you very much and have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.